Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ultimate Fashion History's 20th Century Style Icon series. This time around, we're going out on the wily, windy moors with Kate Bush. We first met Kate Bush in 1978 when she was only 19 years old and burst onto the musical scene with her incredible gothic pop song, Wuthering Heights, that she had written herself. She sang in this extraordinary high-pitched soprano, and her whole sort of image was almost fairy-like. There was something kind of magical about her. Wuthering Heights came from the album The Kick Inside, which was followed by Lionheart, then Never Forever, then in the 80s The Dreaming, which was followed by Hounds of Love, and over the years she had a few other albums that she would release, but really it was in the late 70s that the world was gripped with Kate Bush fever, although America was never as stricken with Kate Bush fever as England was. For one reason or another, she never really made it big in America, but in England she was huge. In the late 1970s, it seemed that she was always on TV, on Top of the Pops. She was constantly on the cover of magazines like Smash Hits or Melody Maker. She was the face, or rather wrist, of Seiko watches. And she got the whole pop star treatment. Look at this from a tabloid, 20 Secrets of Curious Kate Bush. She can't bear to leave washing up in the sink. I wish I had that problem. She also had her own fan club. But we're here today to talk about Kate Bush as a style icon. And believe me, in England she absolutely was. Not only a style icon, but an enormous style influencer. She had absolutely the ideal look for a late 1970s pop star. First of all, she was extremely beautiful, as you can see here, but her beauty really did coincide with the ideals of that era. It was that sort of waif-like, innocent, wide-eyed beauty with that incredible mane of crimped hair. Those of you who watch the Ultimate Fashion History videos regularly will know that I'm often talking about the ideal body of any given era, and Kate had the absolute ideal body for the 1970s. This small, willowy, but sort of taut body. Others had this body. Stevie Nicks had this body. Debbie Harry had this body. Bianca Jagger had this body. Think about it, so did Farrah Fawcett. This was the body ideal of the 1970s, and Kate Bush certainly had that going for her. When it came to fashion, Kate seemed to do something extraordinary. She appropriated every single one of the 70s megatrends and made them all her own. The Edwardian revival trend, the gypsy peasant trend, that sort of Kenzo-inspired ethnic, we used to call it, trend. Dancewear as streetwear. Look, Kate Bush did them all and made them all look like they came from her own wardrobe, because of course they did. She also toyed with the Annie Hall trend. Sometimes she would go very high fashion, and once or twice she even sort of jumped on the burgeoning punk scene. And as she's sometimes dressed as a bat, we could possibly include her as one of the original goths. And we can't talk about 70s megatrends and Kate Bush without mentioning the famous nipples showing through trend. I remember when this image first appeared. Oh, the hoo-ha that went down. Yet although she wore such a variety of trends, she somehow managed to make them all look like they came from her wardrobe. She was never off-image, if you know what I mean. Everything she wore screamed Kate Bush. How did she do it? Well, She did it with palette. Kate Bush stuck very closely to her own color wave of basically two color families, red and purple, often combined. Here she is in a red silk chinoiserie jacket with purple embroidery and that wonderful mauve eyeshadow. Here she is working that sort of Kenzo look with a red dress with purple trim. All red but with little purple touches here and there like that wonderful eyeshadow. Here, all red in her sarong but with very bright lilac eyeshadow. Don't you love these bright red boots teamed, of course, with this lilac wrap? Purple pants, black top with purple motifs, but with the red fingernails, red lipstick, and that red flower in her hair. An entirely mauve outfit, and here a combination of those two colors worked perfectly. And her love of this color combo, purples and reds, often played out, nearly always played out in her makeup. But she was actually one of the very first pop stars to embrace the all-natural look that would become so popular. And this ridiculously talented young woman absolutely cast her spell over so many young girls in England at the time. She truly was a fashion influencer. I want to show you a picture that I found on the net. Isn't that the most adorable thing you've ever seen? I have no idea who this girl is. She looks like she might be about 13 or 14 years old, and you can see that she is a huge Kate Bush fan with her red and purple top and her curly Kate Bush hair, and look how she's smiling as she clutches her Kate Bush single. Although Kate Bush was so good at what she did, I don't think she really cared for the trappings that went along with being a pop star, the invasion of her privacy, things like that. So really, at the height of her fame, she totally disappeared for decades. She didn't stop working. She continued to release albums very occasionally, but nobody ever really saw her. And so all sorts of rumors started circulating about what had become of Kate Bush. Had she lost her mind? Was she living in some Gothic mansion somewhere, looking for Heathcliff? It was sort of ridiculous. The press almost turned her into a character from a Bronte novel, when in fact she was living in Devon and was married and was raising her son, Bertie. But we never really saw Kate Bush and actually thought we may never see her again. But then in 2013, she was awarded the CBE, which of course is a very high honor for her services to music. And I think everybody was surprised that she actually showed up at Buckingham Palace to pick it up. And there she is receiving her CBE, and there's Queenie pinning it on. And Kate Bush looked exactly like Kate Bush, just a slightly more mature, slightly more voluptuous version, but every bit as lovely as we remembered her. And I think that receiving her CBE and appearing in public again possibly gave her that little bit of confidence she needed to perform in concert again. And in 2014, this is what she did. To absolute rave reviews, and quite rightly, because Kate Bush was a true original. Before Kate Bush, there was nobody like Kate Bush. Before there was Bjork, there was Kate Bush. Before there was Lady Gaga, there was Kate Bush. And she was also the first person to dress the way she did. And I'm personally so glad she's come out of hiding, because I truly believe she is one of the 20th century's greatest female performers, as well as a 20th century style icon. And there she is, still wearing red. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching this episode of 20th Century Style Icons as much as I enjoyed putting it together, but of course I would. I was an original Lionheart. You can contact me through my website, amandahalley.com. Join our Facebook group. We have so much fun over there. I'm back every week with more on the ultimate fashion history, so just click the little circle to subscribe. As always, thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.